fourpenny ones from 1965 with Something Groovy's Going On. And now with the same song, will you please welcome the fabulous fourpenny ones, 90s style.
Hippie, 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 hips. And lippy, 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 lips. We're starting to move. Cause we've got that something groovy going on now. Going on.
Excuse me, madam, which year do you remember most clearly from the 1960s?
Oh, 1963, you know. It's quite extraordinary, you know, like in just 1 year. Kennedy was shot and a man landed on the moon. Leicester City won the league. Oh, it's extraordinary.
Yes, it is quite extraordinary. And quite untrue as well. So, can I ask you, who do you remember from the 60s?
Doreen.
Sorry?
Doreen Baker. She used to babysit for us in the late 60s. And Mrs. Collindale from down the road.
No famous people?
That's right, no famous people, just Doreen. Stan Gilbert. Yeah, he used to come round to borrow our mower on a Sunday.
Thanks very much.
Oh, it was nothing. We never use it at the weekends anyway.
Well, many of the song lyrics of that period have now literally passed into common parlance. All you need is love, I can't get no satisfaction, his name was Ernie, but what do they mean? Well, with us today is expert lyricologist and emeritus professor of rock at Geldof's College, Oxford, Professor Banyard, who's kindly agreed to analyse for us the lyrics of Little Richard's Tutti Frutti, hence the musical introduction.
Well, the title of the song, Tutti Frutti, refers to a make of an Italian ice cream, a multi-flavoured variety which we, I think, in Britain know as Neapolitan.
En route?
Yes, this is simply a colloquial way of saying on the way, really. En route. Probably a corruption of the French en route.
So, if we could translate the song as we go, then.
Yes, the refrain is Neapolitan ice cream on the way, 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 Neapolitan ice cream on the way. Ah.
Well, perhaps you'd like to tell us what that last little bit means.
Yes, yes, of course. A wop bop a loo bop a lop bam boom. Well, a wop bop is an Italian dance, of course. A wop bop reinforcing the Italianate theme of the entire song. A wop bop, a loo bop. I think they're clearly dancing in the toilet.
A lop bam boom?
I'm sorry?
A lop bam boom?
Pull yourself together, woman, you're talking gibberish.
No, the final line of the song, a lot bamboo.
Oh, I see, a lot bamboom. Well, this is, complete nonsense.
Is it?
Well, of course it is a lot bamboom. Doesn't mean a thing, does it?
Buy a satellite dish, and you could receive free flights to America, a year's supply of Versace clothing, and you could live forever. Yes, everlasting life could be yours, subject to availability and the usual contractual stipulations. You buy a KYTV dish.
Free subscription to KYTV if you ring this number now.
08018101009.
KYTV. It's only a short phone call away.
Well, welcome once again, the fabulous fourpenny ones. Now, you're only performing part-time these days, of course. So,
Yeah.
Reg, what are you doing?
I'm a transparent wall executive.
You're a window cleaner.
Yeah.
And, Rock, you're working in a bakery now.
Butchers.
Butchers, I'm sorry. So, how does working in a butcher's compare to the old job?
Well, like, you know, one was being very famous and having everything you wanted, and the other one is serving little old ladies with bags of mince.
Well, Mike, I believe that you're still performing.
Yes, I had the facelift and it's brought me a completely new audience, you know.
Particularly in Japan, I'd imagine. And finally, John, now I see from our research that you died in 1977.
No.
No? Oh, well, sorry about that. I mean, not sorry that you didn't die, but, so what have you been doing?
Well, I've been doing a bit of acting.
Television, films?
Panto, mainly. I was Widow Twanky to Alvin Stardust Buttons.
Well, I'm sorry I missed that.
Oh, no, you're not.
Hey.
Well, let's have a look at another piece of old footage and remind ourselves of how you were.
Don't you think you're insulting people with this long hair and outrageous dress?
No, I...
And this modern habit of interrupting your elders. What about that?
well, I think...
You're doing it again. Have you no manners? Eh, well, what do you say?
just that we...
There you go, doing it again. And what's more, you drink coffee with a frothy top and your young lady friends wear skirts so short you can see, if you'll forgive me, right up their beaver.
I've come to Memphis, where Elvis grew up, to talk to some of the people who knew him, and I'm here with Greg Amos. Greg, did you know Elvis very well? No, sir. Great, let's order, shall we?
Thank you. I have 2
After lunch, I flew straight on to LA to talk to Tom Henderson.
Tom, would you say that Elvis Presley was the first real rock star?
Elvis Presley was the first real rock star.
That's great. Let's order, shall we? Yes, Elvis Presley has left his mark the world over. From Sri Lanka to Australia to here in Rio de Janeiro. Next week, join me in Bali when we look at the life and times of Buddy Holly and consider where he might have gone had he lived.
Early tapes of the Beatles sessions at Abbey Road Recording Studios have recently been unearthed, revealing as yet undisclosed insights into the band.
With these 16-track recordings, you can isolate the individual voices like so. Paul starts off, you see, followed by John, and George, and Ringo.
So were the 60s really that sex-citing? Well, back in the 60s, this little white pill revolutionised women's lives. Truddles, can I ask you, did this little pill liberate women's lifestyles with regard to potential first-time intimacy?
No, it just meant there was more shagging going on, you know.
Right, Lady Amelia Rosenberg Bottomley, Baroness of East Drayton and former lady-in-waiting to the Queen.
Yes, hello.
Was there much shagging going on in the 60s?
I'm sorry?
Well, let me put it another way. The pill must have liberated women's lifestyles with regard to potential first-time intimacy.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes.
And there was a lot of shagging going on there.
So, did you disapprove of the pill, Lady Amelia?
Well, I could never really understand what it was about. I mean, why couldn't they just use a carefully inserted handkerchief, like we used to in my day?
Well, I'm delighted to have with me here in Woodstock one of the many faces who left their footprints on the 60s, a seminal hippie Emo Hofberg. Hello, Emo. Of course, one of the first advocates of pot smoking, free living, and all those other things that we associate with the 60s. Emo, welcome. Also, Emo was a great friend of Timothy Leary, and as such...
Oh, hi.
Hello, Emo. I was just saying that you're a great friend of Timothy Leary's. I wonder how you remember the great man. He must have been quite... I'm sorry, is there something wrong with your hearing?
Well, I'm delighted to be here. Thank you very much.
Good. Well, sorry that Emo doesn't appear to be quite all with us at the moment.
Flapjacks.
But in the meantime, while we help him get his head together, let's go back to the studio.
Oh, hi.
Is there someone else I can interview?